Hi crypto kings and queens, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie. In today's episode, we have finally broken the resistance and the market has been going sideways for almost 10 years, it feels like. This is very important because when we saw the market try to break this level a couple of times before, there was one thing that we didn't have in common. It was that we did have this candlestick right here, which is an inverted hammer, which is a bullish reversal pattern, which also gave us the power to break this level. And now we will probably see the market have the retest and then a continuation to some higher targets. When we're looking at Ethereum, I have other Fibonacci levels where we could potentially see the market pull back down to for a higher low to then continue back up to higher targets. I have two extra coins that I will look at today from my subscribers. One of them was Ankr, and the other one was Avax. So continue looking at this video and I'll show you exactly in detail on Bitcoin and on Ethereum, and exactly a little short one what I see on Ankr and Avax. So continue looking at this video. Don't forget, I'm no financial advisor. You need to look up everything yourself first, but please continue now looking at this video and I'll show you exactly what I see. Okay, let's go. We are starting off with Bitcoin on the daily chart. The market has been going sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Very boring market. Well, we do have a higher high at 24,430. We drag back down the Fibonacci to 20,814. And wow, can you see right away? We see that the take profit 3 is connected with take profit 1 based on the Fibonacci that we do have at 24,510, which means that now when we're breaking the resistance, as you guys can see, from the 4-hourly chart, we had a previous resistance. We finally broke it. We closed inside it yesterday because we tried to break it. We saw the market push back down again, but what we also could have seen is that the market, or what we can see by using the Fibonacci, is to drag the Fibonacci from the last higher low that we did have inside the range up to break. We saw the market came back down, retested the Fibonacci. We could also have done this if we want to we use the Fibonacci against the wick. You can see how precisely the market came back down, retested the 50 and 61%, and then the market went straight up. On the lower time frames, we do have some trouble to break above this previous resistance that we did create, the higher high. But what we also can do now is that we drag another Fibonacci from 21,353 back up to the high at 21,726. Now this is so perfectly combined with the resistance that we did break, which means that if we see that the market pulls back down to this level as a retest, and the levels are 21,540 and 21,496. If we see that the market pulls back down to these levels, we just might see the market break below, looking something like this, but then eventually see the market have more momentum to the upside, because that's what we're looking for now, because we are breaking the resistance. So when we're breaking the resistance and we have a target on the higher time frames where we potentially can see Bitcoin reach is 22,625. first of all, we can also go to the 12-hourly because I did have another Fibonacci from here, and we're using that one against 23,513 combined with the low again. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna have one box right here, and then we're gonna have the second one based on the daily Fibonacci instead. So if we would see that one of the levels get broken, we're just looking at the second one. Okay, so we also have these Fibonacci levels that I did take now on the 4 daily. You can see how the Fibonacci that I showed you is exactly take profit 3 is combined with the 50% that we did have at 22,156. Now that is the 12-hourly Fibonacci, and we also have the 61.8% at 22,493. So of course I need to look at these levels first of all, because if the market comes to these levels and then reverse, then we don't care about the higher time frames Fibonacci between 22,676 and 23,125. So we need to look at the levels that's closest to the price, and then we just take decisions based off of the market, if the market even pulls back up to these levels. One of the good things now, when we saw the market giving us the higher low, level based on this Fibonacci, and we combine it with the resistance that we also have. Now, if these are fake outs from the resistance, we will see the market break below and then eventually see a retest. You saw the retest before. We saw the market try to break it. We closed below, but we created a higher low. Market then pulled back inside, so we never had the retest. We had 1-2 retests, but based on that, the market gave us higher lows, higher low, higher low, higher low, and higher low, and then we had the break to it. So that can definitely happen if we see that the market breaks below this higher low levels too, and the resistance is that we see the market break below and then see the market climb up and retest the resistance again to reach these targets that I have. But if we see, now this is very important, when we see the market breaking below, everything depends obviously how the candlestick does look. We had one huge red candlestick that did close below, but the other candlestick after the breakout candle was a inverted hammer. This candlestick right here, that is a bullish reversal pattern candlestick. So when I was sleeping while this candlestick was created, but this is a good sign that the market is actually pushing through this resistance based on that. Even if we saw the market have one big red candlestick breaking inside of it, this candlestick is so important, and that's why we also saw the market have the power to break above the resistance. Now, if we would see that the market breaks below with momentum and a potential retest, we'll see that the market will not have the power to break above. We will have something looking like this, and then we see the market bounce. So just practice and see how the market does look when the market pulls back down, or when the market actually only give us a retest and then see the market break above it. And the difference between this break inside and the one that we saw yesterday or a couple of hours ago is that we didn't have this inverted hammer. We had one doji, then we had another red candlestick, and then boom, the market went down. And we had this crazy candlestick. Maybe this was news or something, because that's usually what is happening on the candlestick when a news comes out. So we just have one candlestick that goes crazy on the 4-hourly chart. And that's why the difference between this breakout and try to retest it and this breakout, this was the inverted hammer. That's one of the signs that this was actually a higher low level. So on Bitcoin, I do expect the market either to pull back down only to these levels for then continue back up to the higher time frames Fibonacci levels, only to create a lower high, but we don't need to focus on that now because we're not there yet. Or if we break below the resistance again and then continue to have this super boring market on Bitcoin. So when we're looking at Ethereum, I already have the setup. We did retest the 50% today at 1,713. Go down to the lower time frames. We can see how clear this retest was, but we're still creating higher highs and higher lows. So we need to follow market structure. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'll drag another Fibonacci from 1,655 back up to the high at 1,708. That is also exactly combined with break and retest this previous resistance, this previous higher high, which usually becomes the next higher low. The same thing as you've seen the other higher lows, we've been retesting previous resistance. You see, the previous higher high becomes the new higher low. The previous higher high becomes the new higher low. The previous higher high just might become the new higher low, and then see the market continue back up, because we only did retest the 50% based on this Fibonacci that we do have. So now we just might have the pushback up to 1,746 too. But we can of course see the market drop. So if we see the market break below the higher low level at 1,675 and we have a retest from below, most of the time the market then will reverse back down. I don't think that will happen, but who cares about what I think? Just let's focus on these levels and see what the market is doing, and based on that, I'm taking the decision. So one of my beautiful subscribers wanted me to look at Ankr. So we're gonna look at Ankr. The first thing that we're gonna do is that we're following the trend. The market create lower high, lower low, lower high potentially. But what I want to do is that I'll drag a Fibonacci from this level at 0.07263 back down to the support at 0.02741. We came back up, retested the levels perfectly. If we're looking at the left, we did break the downtrend. The last lower high was exactly at this level where we now could potentially see the market create a higher low, because we just might need to pull back even more. Another thing that we can do is that we drag up the Fibonacci to 0.9780, and we're going to do the same. So we're going to drag the box right here, and then we're going to drag the other box. So we know that the market is right now retesting the previous lower high. We drag the Fibonacci again because we're using the last higher low combined with the higher high, which also gave us exactly this level, okay, or almost exactly. So we saw the market broke below it a little bit. We can potentially see the market continue back up, and if we see the market retest these levels again from above and not break the previous low that we did have, and this is between 0.03947 and 0.04223, this could be where the market actually have some more momentum to the upside. Either we'll come back inside the Fibonacci again at 0.04956 or 5,530. That is also slightly combined with take profit 1 at 5,713 based on the Fibonacci that I drew. If we have bigger momentum, this is very good combined with how Bitcoin does look like. But if we break these two levels, we're looking at 6,240 and 7,078. You know, it's the zero before it, but it's too many numbers for me to say. So this is what I potentially can see right now when it comes to Ankr, okay? I don't even know how you say that, but ANKR. And we can also see on the lower time frames that we were in a downtrend when we need to come back down to this level, and we broke that level too. So another thing that we can do if we see some more momentum to the downside is that we drag another Fibonacci from 0.03613 back up to the high again at 0.04172, which also gives us Fibonacci level slightly below the other ones, but we're still exactly where the lower high was before. So this is a zone where we can see the market have the higher low again, because we broke the resistance trend line, which means we had another higher high. Market can come back down for another higher low and then see the market continue. But if we would have bigger momentum, you know exactly what I look for. If we see the market break below, retest from below, we never have the power to continue up, well then that just might be where we see the market continue back down even more, because the overall we are in a downtrend. The market did retest the Fibonacci one time already, so this just might be the last touch that we did have, and then see the market slowly instead of reverse back down. So everything depends on how the market is behaving around these levels. We're looking at Avax, and we've seen the market break below the previous resistance that we did have. We did retest the higher time frames Fibonacci levels. I had already have Fibonacci levels at the moment, and those are between 23.92 and 24.53. If we break above these levels, we can reach 25.30, potentially 26.11 to see the market reverse back down from these levels. So everything depends on how the market is behaving around them, but this is the same thing as on Bitcoin, is that I definitely believe that this can happen. And if we're just zooming out and look at it, this could potentially be where the market is also creating a head and shoulders. And even if the market has been super boring these last couple of days, I haven't been able to trade the market because the market is really boring. But you can still receive a bonus on BYBIT up to $4,450 by using the link in the description down below the video. You also have it right here in the corner. This is how you're supporting me in Bitcoinsensus, so I am always available for you. And the good thing with BYBIT is that we have our low fees while we're holding our positions for a longer time, because we all know how the fees can be when it comes to cryptocurrencies, and this is why BYBIT is so good. Thank you so much guys for looking at this video together with me. Hope you did enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know when I am live next time or when I do have my daily updates. I was supposed to have a live stream today, but we're gonna celebrate my best friend's birthday today, and it came as a little bit surprise, so I need to go there and support her, my lovely darling. If we see each other later, don't forget that I will have my morning live stream again tomorrow at 8 a.m. CET time, 1 hour before a London session. I hope to see you there. I hope everyone is having a great day. I love you. Mwah, from Sweden.